You know, people across America are really reeling from the horrifying murder of Alex Preddy by federal agents. And as we all know, Alex Preddy was an ICU nurse at the Minneapolis VA Medical Center. He is remembered by colleagues and friends as a calm presence amid the chaos of the hospital, someone who cared deeply for the veterans he served. He was remembered as a mentor, a caretaker, and someone who wanted to make a difference in the world. The father of one veteran Mr. Preddy cared for until the end described him as the sweetest person you can imagine. Alex Preddy spent his last minutes trying to help a woman. She was a bystander who was being assaulted by federal agents. He was killed by those federal agents moments later. Immediately after he was killed, the Trump administration began spreading sickening lies about him. They lied about who he was, what he was holding, what he was doing in the moments before his death. Trump and the miserable folks at the DHS showed right away they didn't care about getting the facts, any facts. They told Americans not to believe what we all saw and heard with our own eyes and ears. We all saw an American shot and killed by federal agents in broad daylight. Mr. Secretary, your initial response to a VA nurse being killed by federal agents was to blame it on Minnesota officials. You didn't say a word about who Alex Preddy was or the incredible work that he did for veterans. You mentioned him today, but still didn't refer to that. That is certainly a choice. Words cannot describe how outraged I am and how outraged we all should be at the killing of Alex Preddy, who simply did not have to die, and at this administration's rush to spread lies about American citizens whose only crime was peacefully exercising their First Amendment rights. Joining ICE or Border Patrol doesn't give you a license to murder. So I want to reiterate to all of you that there must be an independent investigation and real accountability here. This can't continue, and I hope that we agree on that basic point, and Republicans join us to work with us to make that happen. But Mr. Secretary, I wanted to ask you today, it is my understanding that Minneapolis VA employees have not been granted personal leave to mourn their colleague because they're subject to mandatory overtime due to staffing shortages. Are you allowing any of the employees there to get personal help, to take any time off, or to offer them your support as they go through a very trying time of losing a very close colleague?
Thank you, Senator. Yes, we are providing all that we can through the Minneapolis VA to those workers, and I will have Greg Goins, who's been in contact with them, discuss that.
Not only did we have conversations the day that this actually occurred, it also has happened every day since it's occurred. All the resources that we offer our federal employees when times like this occur, these tragedies occur, they're offered employee assistance programs, they are offered whole health employee assistance programs, they're also offered things through community partners if necessary. If anybody comes forward to want to take leave because of a coworker, a close coworker, we always have empathy in allowing them to do so. In fact, the very first contact that was made in that medical center was with ICU coworkers. And if I could just add, and I apologize, they just had a memorial service for Alex Preddy yesterday at noon where over 300 employees attended and were able to memorialize and remember him.
Well, Mr. Secretary, I think it's important your words to those employees personally be taken care of. So let me move on. I want to move to a really important discussion as well, because in late December, not long ago, the Trump administration quietly implemented a near total abortion ban at the VA. VA's final rule prevents the more than 460,000 women veterans of reproductive age, over half of whom live in states with abortion bans, from receiving abortion care at the VA now. VA providers are not even allowed to discuss abortion as an option with veteran patients. Secretary Collins, a simple question. If a veteran has been raped, is she able to get abortion care at the VA under the current policy, yes or no?
Senator Murray, you know that the VA was, up until 22, was not doing any abortions at all. This was a decision by the previous administration to bend the law, to go back something that had been over generations of both Democrat and Republican administrations. The VA was not in the issue of abortion. That is my simple question. That's my simple answer.
No, a simple question. If you are raped, Can you get abortion
There are no
care?
abortions to be done at the VA medical centers except the ones that are the life threatening of a mother. That has been very clear, and that was the process under Obama.
Mr.
It was under
Secretary,
Bush
my
and
time
Clinton
is
and
out. I
ours.
just want everyone to know that under this VA final rule, no exceptions for rape or for incest, and I find that outrageous. Thank you.
Senator, I want it to be known to everyone listening that up until October or till 22, when when Secretary McDonough changed what was the high precedent and law of this country, there were no abortions of any kind
Right,
for
and
any excuse or any reason done
And he
in a VA medical
rightfully
center.
corrected that to make sure that if someone was raped or a victim of incest, they could get health care.
I would just
Thank you,
choose
Mr.
to, we
Chair.
probably see it differently.